Hey guys, welcome back to Salem, Cellar. So in honor of 4th of July, today we are going to be talking about Independence Day. Yes, what's better than Will Smith and aliens? Not much. But first, make sure you're following me on social media, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll be right back. So Independence Day was released July 3rd, 1996. It was written and directed by Roland Emmerich. It is starring Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, who I love, Vivica A. Fox, Randy Quaid. This cast is stacked. Did you know that this was the highest grossing film of 96? Yes, it beat out Mission Impossible, Twister, and it was the second highest grossing film of that time. Number one, of course, being Jurassic Park, because who doesn't love Jurassic Park? It's a phenomenal film. This movie just has everything we want in an action alien movie, with people coming to save the day and just a little comic relief. I think Harry Connick Jr. has that little comic relief that we need in it, and Will Smith is definitely always funny, but he is a action star, and he proves it in this movie. He proves it in Bad Boys, that was right before this, but he just kills this role. Now, it takes place, you find there's a couple of different stories. There's Randy Quaid and his family. Then there's Will Smith with Vivica A. Fox and their family. It's the president, who's Bill Pullman, and what's the storyline, his storyline. And Jeff Goldblum and his father. Jeff Goldblum's father is Judd Hirsch, for all you Nick at Night fans. He was in Taxi. Yes, I'm that old. I used to watch the show all the time. Love it. Love him. He's hysterical. So let's go on. So then you kind of get introduced to all these different stories, these all different storylines, these different people, and then aliens come. Yes, shocker. They come and we don't know if they're friendly. We don't know if they're nasty. We don't know what's going to happen. Then bam, they tell us, we're nasty, we want to take over, we don't like you humans, we want you to die. Yeah, who would have guessed, right? So along the way, you are following the story with Jeff Goldblum. You know that his wife works for the president, which is Bill Pullman, and they reunite, and Jeff Goldblum's like, I solved the riddle, I know what they're going to do, I know when something's going to happen, gets them out of the White House. Shit hits the fan from there. It's just, I guess, kind of the end of the world. They're destroying cities, they're blowing shit up, they're doing what you expect aliens to do. Come on, let's face it, E.T. is not going to come down and eat M&Ms, in my kitchen. They're going to try to take over, and that's what they do in this movie. Now, Will Smith's rolling it. He is in the military. He's on leave for the 4th of July. He gets called back. I'm sure Vivica A. Fox, who's his fiance or soon-to-be fiance, isn't too happy about it. But yeah, you see lots of scenes of Harry Connick Jr. and Will Smith. They're like fighting these aliens. Spoiler, Harry Connick Jr. doesn't make it, which kind of was really sad to me because I really liked the friendship and the dynamic between them two. It's just a really great film. You see the aliens, like right there. Will Smith punches one in the face. You don't get cooler than that. But yeah, it's not one of those movies where you're kind of like, what do they look like? Like what's going on? No, you see them like full frontal, which is pretty cool because I really love when I watch a movie and I see what we're fighting. I see like what the enemy is. With like Signs, you don't really get a good glimpse of the alien until the very end. It's kind of like angles. Like I just love how this movie has it dead on and we see what we have to fight. So another storyline is Randy Quaid, his family. You can tell they live like in the South or Midwest. They live in a trailer park. Randy Quaid is a drunk. His kids kind of really don't want much to do with him. He's telling everybody, I was abducted by aliens, I was probed, everybody thinks he's nuts. So this is the thing that always gets me. So the aliens come and Randy Quaid's like, see, I told you guys that really happened. Do you guys think he was really probed? Do you really think he was abducted by aliens? I don't know if he's just crazy or he was really like, he's crazy because he was abducted by aliens. I wish they confirmed that in the movie somewhere, but they didn't. It's just, I guess you could speculate whether or not he was really abducted. I'm going to say he was abducted and that's why he's drinking so much and he's like a mess because he's traumatized from the experience. That's my take on it. It's comment down below. Let me know what you think. But I'm just speculating. I still wish they confirmed that. Okay, enough of probing. Let's move on from here. So you remember that scene with the White House where the aliens blow it up, it's destroyed? Yes, that scene. So that scene was declared a milestone in visual effects, and it's actually the most memorable scene in the 1990s. Yeah, I can definitely see that. It sticks with you. Even if you haven't seen the movie in 10 years, it's still, I see that in my brain, the White House just exploding. So for 96, the graphics in this movie, I've watched it recently and it's still impressive. The fight scenes, like seeing them on the actual spaceship. There's a scene where Will Smith is standing on one. He has shot one down that was after him, that killed his friend. And you see him on one and it's like, wow, these things are massive. And this is not like the mothership. This is like a little ship that came out of the mothership. So these things are impressive and highly intelligent. And they kind of get into all of that in the newer Independence Day, which I was just not a fan of. Yes, they brought Jeff Goldblum back, but they killed off Will Smith. I didn't like that. And spoiler, they killed Vivica A. Fox right away, which is kind of traumatizing how she died. But yeah, I was not a fan of that film. I thought we waited too long and we deserved better than that, especially Independence Day being what it is. And then we were given that like so many years later. I don't know. There was no excuse. That movie should have been a lot better. So Independence Resurgence was released 20 years later. So this is supposed to be a part of a series of films. I really hope the rest of the films are better. The way they ended it, they definitely set up for more movies. I didn't like this one. You had 20 years and I didn't think it was that good. I really wish Will Smith was back. I'm hoping that the rest of the films are a lot better, or just give us more of a story, or just more of a better written story. Let's go on. We're talking about Independence Day now. But yeah, I'm clearly a fan of this movie. My favorite scene by far is the scene with Will Smith maneuvering, getting away from this alien, and he, knocks it out of the sky, the ship, and he goes, he's like going to the ship now. He's pissed off. The alien pops out his head. He punches him in the face, and he's just like, yeah, I'm going to beat out all your friends. I'm Will Smith. I'm badass. Like, to me, that scene is really cute. It's one of my favorites of the movie. Another favorite of mine is when Jeff Goldblum and Will Smith, of course they have to save us because they're the two greatest men ever, so it only makes sense. When they're in the ship, so they go into the alien ship, and just seeing the dynamic with them too, I really enjoy that in this movie. But yeah, this is one of those movies that holds a special place in my heart. I'm not just a fan of the actors in it. I'm a fan of aliens, and this is just done really well. Like, I like all these countries coming together and kicking ass. It's not just the United States. 4th of July just wasn't our holiday anymore. It was the world's holiday for independence, and I just liked that story, that part of the story. So the movie ends with the unexpected hero, Randy Quaid, saving the day. Yes, he sacrifices himself, which is kind of like a bittersweet moment throughout the entire movie. He's letting his kids down, especially his older son is really disappointed in his behavior. But in that moment, he's watching himself give his life for the entire planet to save us all. So it was kind of like a bittersweet, like kind of a nice moment, even though it was sad. Comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this movie. Are you a fan of the sequel, or did you feel like kind of like I did? You just kind of weren't feeling it. Do you have high hopes for the sequels, for the additional movies coming up? Who's your favorite character in this movie? I think it's Jeff Goldblum for me, but I also am partial to Will Smith. I love him. And I hope everybody has a happy and safe 4th of July. Make sure you're following me on social media. Make sure you're subscribed. And thank you so much for watching. I'll be right back.